Hold on. Stop scrolling right now, because what I'm about to share with you could mean the difference between struggling to pay your bills next month and having that extra breathing room you desperately need. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that thousands of seniors across America are missing out on critical payment information that could affect their survival. So if you're on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or receiving survivor benefits, the next few minutes could literally change your financial situation for the entire year of 2026. And I'm going to break down everything you need to know about the new payment schedule, the amounts you'll be getting, and the shocking truth about why your benefits aren't increasing as much as they should be. So don't you dare click away, because missing this information could cost you big time. Welcome back to SSA Reports, your trusted source for everything related to Social Security benefits. And if you're new here, let me tell you, this channel is dedicated to helping seniors and disability benefit recipients navigate the confusing world of Social Security payments. Because, let's face it, the government doesn't make it easy for us to understand what we're entitled to. And that's exactly why I created SSA Reports, to cut through all the bureaucratic nonsense and give you the straight facts in plain English that actually make sense. We're here fighting for you every single day, bringing you updates that actually matter to your wallet and your well-being. Now listen carefully, because new payments are heading out to millions of Americans. And I'm talking about Social Security retirement benefits, supplemental security income, Social Security disability insurance, survivor benefits, and spousal benefits. And the official 2026 payment schedule is finally here. But here's what's really happening that nobody's talking about. Millions of seniors right now are lying awake at night wondering how they're going to stretch their benefits to cover rent, groceries, medications, and utilities. And while Washington celebrates their measly cost of living adjustment, real Americans are facing impossible choices between eating and heating, between medications and rent, between survival and dignity. The Social Security Administration just released their payment schedule, and approximately 75 million Americans will be receiving some form of Social Security payment this year. But here's the thing that makes my blood boil. The typical monthly payment for a retired worker is only going up from around $1,115 to about $1,171 in January. And yes, you heard that right. We're talking about a tiny increase that doesn't even come close to covering the real inflation that seniors are experiencing every single day at the grocery store, at the pharmacy, and when paying their utility bills. This brings us to the 2.8% cost of living adjustment that everyone's been talking about. And I need to be straight with you. This increase is absolutely insulting to the millions of seniors who built this country and now can't afford to live in it. The current COLA calculation uses something called the CPIW, which measures spending patterns of urban wage earners and clerical workers. But here's the problem that has experts and advocates furious. These aren't the people receiving Social Security. Our seniors are, and seniors spend money completely differently than younger workers. They spend much more on healthcare, prescription drugs, medical devices, and housing costs that have skyrocketed beyond imagination. There's a growing movement demanding that the Social Security Administration switch to the CPIE metric instead, which specifically measures how elderly Americans actually spend their money. And according to numerous financial analysts and senior advocacy groups, if they calculated COLA using CPIE, benefits could increase by an additional $300 to $500 per month. Just imagine what that would mean for a senior struggling to decide between their heart medication and groceries, between heating their home in winter and paying the electric bill, between living with dignity and barely surviving. This isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet. This is about real people, real struggles, and real suffering that's happening right now in communities across America. Now let's talk about when you'll actually see this money in your account, because timing matters when you're living paycheck to paycheck, and the Social Security Administration has a specific system for determining when you get paid. For most beneficiaries, your birth date determines which week of the month you receive your payment, and they've divided everyone into 3 groups based on birthdays, with payments going out on the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th Wednesday of each month. If you were born between the 1st and 10th of any month, Your payment arrives on the second Wednesday. Those born between the 11th and 20th get paid on the third Wednesday. And if your birthday falls between the 21st and 31st, you'll receive your benefits on the fourth Wednesday. But there are important exceptions you absolutely need to know about, especially if you're one of those seniors who's been on Social Security for a long time. If you started receiving benefits before May 1997, or if you receive both Social Security and SSI payments together, you get your Social Security payment on the third of every month, regardless of your birthday. So don't get confused if your neighbor gets paid on a different day than you do. There's a method to this madness. For SSI recipients, payments typically arrive on the first of each month, but when that date falls on a weekend or federal holiday, the payment comes on the last business day before that, which is why SSI beneficiaries are getting two payments in December, one that already arrived on December 1st and another coming on December 31st because January 1st is New Year's Day. Let me give you the complete breakdown for January 2026 so you know exactly when to expect your money. Payments will go out on January 14th for birthdays between the 1st and 10th, January 21st for birthdays between the 11th and 20th, and January 28th for those born between the 21st and 31st. For the rest of 2026, mark your calendars because in February you're looking at the 11th, 18th, and 25th. March brings payments on the 11th, 18th, and 25th. April has the 8th, 15th, and 22nd. May schedules are the 13th, 20th, and 27th. June payments arrive on the 10th, 17th, and 24th. July dates are the 8th, 15th, and 22nd. August comes through on the 12th, 19th, and 26th. September has the 9th, 16th, and 23rd. October payments fall on the 14th, 21st, and 28th. November schedules are the 10th, 18th, and 25th. And December wraps up the year with payments on the 9th, 16th, and 23rd. For SSI recipients, you need to pay special attention because your schedule looks different throughout the year. You'll receive payments on December 31st for January, January 30th for February, February 27th for March, then April 1st, May 1st, June 1st, July 1st, July 31st for August, September 1st, October 1st, October 30th for November, and December 1st, followed by December 31st for the following January. And these early payments happen whenever the first of the month falls on a weekend or holiday. Now here's what I need you to do if your payment doesn't arrive on the expected date, because I know this causes massive stress and anxiety when you're depending on that money. First, don't panic immediately. The Social Security Administration recommends waiting 3 business days before contacting them. But before you pick up the phone to call Social Security, contact your bank or financial institution first and make sure there's nothing wrong with your account. No holds, no issues, nothing that would prevent a deposit from going through. If your bank gives you the all clear and 3 business days have passed, then it's time to contact the Social Security Administration directly, and they'll investigate your missing payment and tell you exactly what's going on. The easiest way to stay on top of your benefit information is by creating a My Social Security account at ssa.gov or downloading the official My Social Security mobile app. Because having online access means you can check your payment status, verify amounts, and get answers to common questions without sitting on hold for hours trying to reach a representative. This is especially crucial for seniors who are already dealing with enough stress and don't need the added frustration of not knowing when their survival money is coming. Listen, I know times are incredibly tough right now for seniors across this nation, and I want you to know that you're not alone in this struggle. Millions of Americans who worked hard their entire lives, paid into the system faithfully, and did everything right are now finding themselves in impossible situations, trying to survive on benefits that simply don't cover basic necessities. This isn't right, it isn't fair, and it needs to change. That's why staying informed and making your voice heard is so critically important. The more we talk about these issues, the more pressure we put on lawmakers to actually do something meaningful for seniors instead of just offering token increases that don't reflect reality. Make sure you have all these payment dates marked on your calendar, set reminders on your phone, Do whatever you need to do to stay organized and know when your money is coming. Planning ahead, even by a few days, can make a huge difference when you're managing a tight budget. And please, if you found this information helpful, if it answered questions you've been losing sleep over, do me a favor and share this with other seniors who need to know this information too, because knowledge is power, and the more informed we all are, the better we can advocate for the changes that are desperately needed. Stay strong, stay informed, and remember that your struggle matters. Your voice matters, and together we can push for a system that actually takes care of the people who built this country.